What's up guys, welcome back to Tractor City. I'm Ashton Pierce. Today I have MT125 next to me, the MT1 series. This is gonna work for either the MT122 or the MT125. What I'm gonna do is show you how to put on the backhoe. We have the LB1107, which goes to the MT1 series. Before I actually fire it up and put it on, I'm just gonna show you quick, kind of a diagram of what's going on. So if you get over here in the back of the tractor, you're gonna notice big black mounts in the back. These were added at the dealership. So once you purchase a backhoe, this is gonna be put on the tractor and it stays on the tractor at that point forever. Same deal with the hydraulics. You don't need a remote for this. You're just getting the tractor, the backhoe is gonna get plumbed in at your dealership. So right down in here, you're gonna notice this little line that's plugged in, a little pigtail. This is actually added once the backhoe is disconnected. You're gonna run this line back into your tractor so your tractor's functioning. You got the 3-point arms working and all that good stuff. On this mount, you're gonna notice this little crevice. That's where the bottom pin's gonna hook up of your backhoe. And then this top hole is where we're gonna line up the backhoe. And there's gonna be a big pin that slides in here and a big pin that slides in here. Essentially, that's the only thing that's holding the backhoe onto the frame of the tractor. And then obviously the hydraulic lines are what's gonna run it. Okay, so there's that. Looking at the backhoe side, here's the top pin hole that I was just showing you. And then that bottom pin that sits in that cradle that I just showed you in the back of the tractor. And then here's your 3 hydraulic lines. And then here's the 2 pins that I was talking about. They have little holding spots on here. But that's what's gonna slide in these holes here. Okay, I'm gonna fire it up and we're gonna check it out. One thing to note here before I actually put it on, you're gonna see the big slant here of the backhoe. The reason is because this metal will actually hit the bolts on here. So you have to have this angle on it. So if you're trying to put your backhoe on straight up and down, it's not gonna slide into place. You have to have this angle to get this bottom cradle on. Once that lines up here, then you can tilt it forward. But just remember, you have to have this tilt. So if you were to take this backhoe off, I recommend, maybe getting a platform you could put it on so you can set it down and not have it leaning like this all the time, unless it's just short term, okay? So pretty easy, I'm just lining up my bottom pins. So I'm plenty past, and actually if you look from the top down straight through this hole, you're gonna see that little, right through there, you're gonna see that little black bar. I'm past with my blue pin. So I'm lined up. So I'm gonna lock my e-brake, make sure my bucket's on the ground. Okay, now I'm lined up. I've got the bottom pin lined up with that U shape. So next, I'm gonna turn the tractor off, hook up my hydraulics so I could actually run the boom to line up my pins. So first thing I wanna do is I wanna come over to that pigtail that was installed by the dealership. Quick coupler, release there. Coming over here, I have a blue line. I'm gonna run it into this opposite side of here. So what you're gonna notice is this side has the female coupler. This side, if you can see it from there, has the male coupler. And then obviously this has its own pigtail. So it's almost, self-explanatory. So we're gonna take this blue one, we're gonna run it into the female side. Make sure it's in place. That's gonna be our power. Number 2 line, opposite side into the male piece. Same deal, has a quick coupler on it. Make sure I'm locked into place. And then that pigtail, last one that we had just disconnected from the tractor, is gonna run in this other line. Same deal, quick coupler. locked in place. Okay. So I've got hydraulics hooked up. I'm gonna fire the tractor up. I could run this boom. I'm gonna tilt it back. Once this crevice drops down in there and I get this pin lined up, I'll put my pins in. So I'm doing the opposite of what I was doing when I took it off on our other video. And I'm just pushing the boom back so I can drop that pin down. And you're gonna notice that little black frame down there, where that welded pin is, it's sitting in that crevice now. So now, my last part is lining this pinhole up so I can get my pin in. So now that I'm close, I'm gonna come over here with my pin, line it up, and now this is where you'll get a little practice of getting the hole lined up. There it went in nice and easy, right? And then like I said, make sure we have our lock. There's a little metal flange. I can point it out on your other side if you want. A little metal flange right there. You gotta have this pin slide in. So since we're lined up on the other side, we should be good here. And then slide in. So now we have our pins in, our hydraulics in, everything's hooked up, everything should work on the hydraulics. Let's check it out. So first deal, we'll check out the booms. Goes down, goes up. Same deal here, let me give some power. And for safety, I'm gonna put my lock in. If you want to come right over here, James, and just see that last pin lock. And then like I had mentioned, we also have a pin lock right here. We just got it zip tied on right now, but it slides in that hole there. Okay. That is it. MT1 series, putting on the LB1107. Quick note, if you do take this backhoe off and you're leaving it for long term, just know my recommendation is if you build some kind of platform or get some pallets to set this on when you take it off, you're actually gonna wanna lift the downriggers off the ground and the bucket off the ground just a little bit, just so you know there's no pressure on there, because if you leave it sitting there up on top of these rams, it's gonna put a lot of pressure back through these hydraulic lines. And when you go to put this backhoe back on, you're not gonna be able to get it on. You're gonna have a hard time. You have to disconnect those lines or do something to relieve the pressure on it. So that's my recommendation. Obviously short term it won't matter. Any questions, let us know. Any comments, put them down below. Once again, MT1 series, LB1107, how to put it on. Thanks.